At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to officially welcome you to the afternoon session, day one of the 2024 SCAC Men and Women's Outdoor Track and Field Championship. And oh my goodness, do we have an afternoon in store for you. You will see the conference best, please forgive me, the nation's best, my bad, the world's best competing and dynamic track and field competition. The SCAC and our host, Trinity University, encourages and promotes good sportsmanship by the athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and volunteers in a positive manner. Once again, all 4x100 relay teams should be checked in, ready to go. First on the track, the men's 4x100 meter relay. They'll line up this way, starting in lane 1, Schreiner. In lane 2, Southwestern. Third at the conference championships last season. Colorado College will be in lane 3. In lane number 4, Texas Lutheran. They come in ranked number 23 in the nation. They are the returning champions. They were also 6th at the NCAA Outdoor Championships last season. In lane 5, coming in ranked number 26 in the nation, Trinity, the runner-up at the championships last season. In 6, St. Thomas, and in lane 7, Centenary College. Again, we are getting ready for the men's 4x100 meter relay, the women to follow, and then we move to the 800 meters. We will now check in with our world-class zone officials. I see a white flag at zone 1. We are yellow at zone 2.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to day number 1 of 2 here for the SCAC Conference Championship Track Meet. Here being hosted by the Trinity Tigers.
We have a yellow flag
here
at zone 2.
The Trinity Multipurpose Stadium is what it's called. We just call it the football field.
We now
of course,
have
the football field, which has the track all around it. And we are getting ready to get started here for event number 1.
They're all yours.
Heat number 1 of event number 1, the men's 4x100 relay, the fastest relay here in track and field as we get ready to get this one started off. And we are looking forward to a very good race. In lane number 1 is going to be the Schreiner Mountaineers with Southwestern in lane number 2, Colorado College in lane number 3, with Texas Lutheran in number 4. Trinity will be in lane number 5, with in lane number 6, St. Thomas and Centenary. Rounding it out in lane number 7. 8 lanes here at the Trinity track. And 7 teams getting ready to compete. Everybody getting set. The gun is fired, and we are underway in the SCAC Conference Championship here in 2024. Already a good launch coming out of the gate by St. Thomas, looks like, as we get to the first relay. Everybody looks to be good through the first relay, but look at that. Coming through is Trinity, making up some very good gains right here. The second handoff is through. Looks like everybody is clear. No red flags being held up. And look at this on the inside. Believe that is Texas Lutheran making a move now. As now in lane number 4, final lane. Look at that, lane number 4. That's going to be Texas Lutheran breaking away. Trinity trying to close on in, but it is going to be Texas Lutheran taking the win in race number 1 of this SCAC conference tournament with a very, very impressive final run there. Texas Lutheran came into this one with the best seeded time of 41.5 coming into this one, and they blew that mark out of the water, a 40.8, as you can see coming up on that scoreboard there. Trinity finishes up in second, of 41.0, about a little bit over a half second ahead of St. Thomas. Colorado College in third, or no, sorry, in fourth, with then Southwestern, Centenary, and Shriner rounding it all out. And just like that, we are now getting ready for already the second race here. These races go by very, very fast here in track and field. And the women's 4x100 relay, only 5 teams competing in this one. Colorado College going to be setting up in lane number 2, with Trinity in lane number 3. Texas Lutheran in lane 4. In lane 5 will be St. Thomas, and lane 6 Southwestern.
And for Trinity, they now move to number 10 in the nation.
Actually, not seeing
at the SCAC track and field.
Not seeing Colorado College setting up.
They'll line up this way. Colorado
And
College,
there we go. Now the blocks are being set up for them. On the Trinity team will be Yasmin Sabwala, Carter Gray, Daniel Selber, Haley Huck, and Joy Areola. Trinity comes into this one with the third fastest seeded time. Fastest seeded time is TLU. So a couple of speedy teams coming out of Seguin. And we'll see whether or not TLU can make it a sweep in the 4x1 men's and women's. Everybody looking to get set here. Getting some practice starts here. This is a TLU team which last year won the 4x100 meter relay for the men. For the women, it was St. Thomas, with TLU finishing in second. They're hoping to beat out their Texas rival.
Zone 2 is ready.
And so again, just going through the lanes here. In lane number 2, Colorado College. Lane 3, Trinity University. Lane 4, Texas Lutheran. Lane 5 will be St. Thomas, and lane 6, Southwestern. There's no Shriner, no Austin College, no University of Dallas in any of these events. Gun is up. And waiting for the set call here. Runner set. And the gun is off. We are underway in the women's 4x100 meter relay. A good looking start on the outside there by Southwestern, but as everybody starts to close on in, looks like St. Thomas might be getting a little bit of a advantage here. St. Thomas, a great second leg there by St. Thomas. That is going to be Peyton Walden, I believe, moving through and taking the lead for the St. Thomas Celts on the outside. And now moving through, looks like Trinity making up some big ground, but look at that on the inside. Colorado College really coming through on that second lane. Handoff going here for the final handoff. And look at that, Trinity University coming up on the inside. But I believe that it is going to be St. Thomas who is also closing, and this is going to be a race to the finish line, side by side, coming up to the line, diving the head out. Not sure who got it. St. Thomas was very close there at the end. Yeah, but either St. Thomas or TLU, but Trinity had a very, very big final leg, and it was Texas Lutheran at the end who manages to get it. Trinity comes across less than a tenth of a second separating the two. 4.65 versus, or 47.65 versus 47.70 is the advantage for the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs there. St. Thomas closing in for third place, and then it's a couple of seconds back to Colorado College and Southwestern, but a fantastic closing to that race. Trinity University doing a great job there to close it up in that third leg. And just like that, the 4x100 meter relay comes to a close. And we will get a look now at the men's 800 meter run. Arguably, at least in my experience, one of the most difficult runs in all of track. It's one of those races where you can't dead sprint it because it's far too long, and you also can't really pace yourself because it's far too short. So one of the most difficult races in track and field coming up. Those races went by a little bit quicker than I think that everybody was expecting, as the 800 meter run not expected to get started until about 4:20 p.m. And doesn't look like there's too particularly big of a rush to get this one underway. So while we get set up for the 800 meter run, we're going to take a quick break on the Trinity Tiger Network as we get ready for, again, one of the most difficult events to run in all of track and field.
We do thank you. They are asking that we please keep the infield clear. If you're not competing, you are not to be on the infield. Only those competing should be on the infield. We are getting ready for the 800 meters. Once again, I do believe officials will be coming through to clear the infield. Only those competing in our next event, the 800 meters. Then we have the 400 meter hurdles, and we're going to cap it off day one with the 200 meters. Again, thank you for keeping the infield clear. If you're not competing, please clear the infield. Once again, all competitors in the 800 meters should be checked in, ready to go. For the men and women's 800 meters, we are scheduled to have two sections. just FYI, for that men's 4x100 meter relay, it has been confirmed. Texas Lutheran has set a new championship record. Outstanding job. Oh, we can do better than that. Once again, it has been confirmed for the women 4x100 meter relay. Texas Lutheran has set a new championship record at 47.66. A new championship record, and they have moved up on the national list. Outstanding job into the top 20 in the nation. And for that women's 4x100 relay, TLU, Texas Lutheran, and Trinity are now both in the top 20 in the nation. Outstanding job. The nation's best come to play at the SCAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships. We're getting closer to the start of the women's 800 meters. The men will go first, however. So the men's 800 meters to be followed by the women. Then we move to the men's 400 meter hurdles.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the SCAC Outdoor Track and Field Championships here in 2024. Just a brief little update here as we get set up for the men's 800 meter run, heat number 1 of 2 in this event. A big congratulations to the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, who have just set a new SCAC conference championship record in the 4x100 meter relay. A 40.81 the final time in that event for them. Trinity finished up in second with a 41.10 in that race. And also a big congratulations to both the Trinity women as well as the Texas Lutheran women for having top 20 times in the nation. TLU running a 47.66, Trinity just behind them, the 47.70. As we are getting ready here for the men's 800 meter run, coming up here in about 10-ish minutes. Section number 1 will be led off by Jesus Rojas of Trinity University, the freshman, followed by Diego Moya of St. Thomas, Mark Mendoza of St. Thomas as well, freshman and sophomore for the Celts. Followed up by Shriners Sean Dansby, the freshman, and 2 Colorado College runners, a senior and a freshman, Aiden Santos and Andrew Peng. Shriners Ruben Medrano, the freshman, will be in the 7th spot. And at number 8, Jackson Harlan from Southwestern, and Packard Smith, also from Southwestern, both of them freshmen. In heat number 2, Will Saloni, Walt Peterson, and Ryan Tresog of Trinity will all be on the inside as they have the best seating out of the second section. Rabbit Barnes out of Colorado College, the sophomore, will be in the 4th spot. Sebastian Langer and Jared Gallagher for Trinity will also be in this heat. A very highly focused Trinity sort of split, as they have 7 runners out of the 12 runners in this particular heat. Will Nakahara out of Colorado College, the freshman, and a 155.99 coming into this event. He will be in the 7th spot. at A. Jackson Gallagher from Trinity. We ran a 156.23, just beat out Ben Whitmore, the senior. We ran a 156.24 coming into this event. They start 8th and 9th. Starting 10th will be Mac Levy out of Colorado College, the freshman, and Ethan Castet out of Colorado College. Freshman and sophomore duo will be at 10 and 11. And finally, rounding it all off at the 12 spot will be Gabriel Sabalos for TLU, the sophomore, in the 12th spot. Men's 800-meter run coming up in just about 7 minutes. We will take a quick little break, and we will be right back, getting ready for the most difficult race in all of sports.
If I have it correct, our team scores, team standings from 3. At this point, for the men, Colorado College at 67 points. Trinity and Texas Lutheran both tied at 77. Top 3 for the women. Up to this point, Texas Lutheran 73.5. Trinity 77.5 and Colorado College 79 points. Track time 4:15 p.m. Moments away from the start of the men's 800 meters. Again, we are scheduled to have 2 sections. As a reminder, following the 800 meters, we have the 400-meter hurdles. And then we'll cap it off, day 1 with the 200 meters. Once again, we are getting ready for section 1 of 2, men's 800 meters. They'll line up this way in section 1. Jesus, Trinity. Be wearing hip number 1, Diego, St. Thomas. Hip number 2, Mark, St. Thomas. Hip 3. Hip 4, Sean Schreiner. Wearing hip 5, Aiden, Colorado College. Hip 6, Andrew, Colorado College. Ruben, wearing hip 7 for Schreiner. Jackson, Southwestern, hip 8. And Packer for Southwestern, wearing hip 9. First name basis at the 2024 SCAC Men and Women's Outdoor Track and Field Championship. First names were called. Last names are on the board. We are getting ready for section 1 of 2 for the men's 800 meters.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get the men's 800-meter run underway. Very good start from everybody there. Everybody doing a good job of not really getting into it in terms of jostling as we get into the merge. And already a pretty good start here. Trying to see who that is in front, but a very good lead already early. Or I do not believe that is Trinity. Looks to be Schreiner. Yes, that is Schreiner. Going around to take the lead here. And everybody's settling in. Trinity finding themselves here in the second spot. That's going to be Rojas. As that's going to be Sean Dansby who takes the lead heading in through the end of the first lap. A 2-lap race here in the men's 800. One of the big reasons why this race is so difficult, because it's long enough where you cannot dead sprint it like a 400-meter run, is now moving around on the outside and taking the lead is, I believe, that is going to be one of the St. Thomas runners.
200 meters to go.
200 meters to go here as Dansby has a very commanding lead over the rest of this field. This is a 2-heat race, so he's not racing any of the other competitors. He's racing time. But look at this, St. Thomas coming up from behind. This is going to be Mendoza trying to make a charge against Dansby here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, as that is going to be Sean Dansby taking heat number 1 here in the men's 800 meters. St. Thomas comes across the line in second with Mendoza. And we'll see what the timing sheets show here. Dansby a 1:58.50, followed by Mendoza. Santos for Colorado College in third, followed by Moya for St. Thomas. And trying to see the rest of the scoreboard as it updates here. There's a big gaggle of runners as they came across the line in that post 2-minute area.
He was third at the championships last season, third in 2022. Walt will be wearing hip 2 for Trinity. Ryan.
As Rojas, who got the inside starting position for Trinity, unable to capitalize there. Peng for Colorado College finishes 5th. Rojas in 6th. Medrano 7th, followed by Herlin for Southwestern in 8th, which will put Smith for Southwestern down in 9th. So that will be the end of the first heat. First heat of 2 here for the 800 meters. And now brings up the start of the men's 800 meter run, heat number 2. This one is the fast heat. One that had the majority of all the fast runners. Nobody in this heat has run a time over 1:59. Trinity locking out the first 3 starting spots on the inside. So they have 7 runners here in this 12-runner heat. Runners getting repositioned here. All the Trinity runners in that top 3 starting solo. They will have the lane all to themselves. Everybody else will have multiple runners in their lane before they hit the merge line at the 100. Langer for Trinity has been scratched, so Trinity only bringing 6 runners into this heat. And we are underway in heat number 2 for the men's 800 meter run. Everybody getting a good start on the outside, but Trinity doing a good job of pushing on the inside. That was a fantastic start on the outside by, I believe that is Sabalos. And Sabalos gonna take the early lead here for St. Thomas. We hear that's actually gonna be Nakahura, I believe, for Colorado College. Can't see the numbers very well on their stickers on the left hip. And as they come around the corner now, a very, very early commanding lead. Well, yes, that is number 7, so that is going to be Nakahura. Nakahura got a very, very hot start early on here. Ran a 1:55.99 coming into this one, but he is flying right now on his first lap pace. Trinity moving around on the outside and able to take positions 2 and 3 at the moment. But it is Colorado College, Trinity, Trinity, Colorado College, Trinity again, followed by Colorado College, Trinity. A lot of Trinity runners here. Tigers taking over here in this one, as the lone bulldog, Gabriel Sabalos, finds himself way down at the back of this heat. As now, look at this, Nakahura getting closed in on by, I believe that is Saloni. Trinity gonna be making a charge here, coming out of the final corner. That is indeed Saloni, but also coming up is Barnes. Barnes coming up around Saloni, makes the move on the outside, taking the lead. But here comes Barnes on the outside, down the final stretch. This is gonna be a sprint to the finish. Barnes, a big push coming in by Peterson now. Peterson, can he try and make a charge? He will not be able to, as Rabbit Barnes takes the men's 800 here in the SCAC Outdoor Championships, a 1:52.59. Fantastic performance by him, as going to be Ryan Tresog, the junior, running a 1:52.99, just 4/10 off the pace there of Barnes. Saloni finishes in 3rd. As Nakahura looks like he kind of burned himself out there on that first lap pace, and that's one of the big reasons why the 800 is so difficult. You can't really pace yourself, and if you get too far ahead, you end up burning out before the end, get too far behind, and you just don't have the pace to close in. So the 800, one of the most strategic races in all of track and field, and showing it right there. As Trinity takes 2 of the top 3 spots, but Colorado College taking the top spot. As Rabbit Barnes, the sophomore, making his mark. by winning the conference title for the 800-meter run. So we get ready now for the women's 800-meter run. We're going to take a look at the starting order, and first is going to be TLU's Alaya Liao, followed by Elizabeth Stepanek of St. Thomas, Emily
on the scoreboard.
St. Thomas will be in lane number 3, followed by Melanie Gonzalez of Schreiner. Southwestern again in lane number 5 with Haley Martinez. Teresa Cashin from Dallas in lane number 6. And St. Thomas's Samantha Hernandez in lane number 7, or starting spot number 7. Will also be lane number 7, as there are not more than 8 runners. Nobody will be forced to double up. Colorado College has the top 2 seeds and 3 of the top 4 coming into section number 2, as well as 5 of the top 7. Annette Smith in seed number 5 for Trinity, and Brianna Steele in seed number 3 for Southwestern, the ones breaking up a top 5 sweep for the Colorado College Tigers. Stepanek for St. Thomas going to be a scratch here. So 6 runners going to be going at it here. Race is underway, as it looks to be a pretty good start out front for, I believe, I see lane number 7. So that is going to be Samantha Hernandez out of St. Thomas. And following closely behind her looks to be Alaya Liao, or Leal. Very good start from these two, as Hernandez with the lead, Leal coming up behind, and it is a good gap back to the rest of the pack. Chairs coming by for Southwestern to take that 3rd spot, capturing the bronze as she overtakes, I believe that's Melanie Gonzalez, as we start the 2nd and final lap of this race. We'll see what Hernandez is able to do here. Leo looks to be closing in just a little bit here, as we now have 300 meters to go in this 800-meter race. Leo definitely closing down that back straightaway. Wind is blowing for a tailwind. And look at this, Leo going to try and make a move, going to move to the outside and will take the lead here on the outside going into the final 200 meters. What will Hernandez be able to do as we head now 200 meters less to go, less than 200 meters to go as we cross back to 150 left. Hernandez running out of time. Leo extending that gap. And Leo doing a great job, but look at that. Looks like that is Chairs coming through to really extend her gap. She will secure 3rd place, but Alaya Liao, again, this is a seed, or this is a heat, sorry, where you're really racing time. You aren't racing the other competitors, as the 2nd heat is really the faster one of the 2. And if you want to be able to move on, you really need to have a great time. And Leal does so there, 2:24.61. About 3/100ths of a second faster than her previous best so far this season, the sophomore for Texas Lutheran. Hernandez finishes 2nd at 2:28.76, as she does a pretty good job there. Doesn't have a seeding time, but still ran a great race nonetheless. A 2:31 for Chairs. I sure do hope that I am pronouncing that right. Please, somebody in the comments inform me if that is indeed the correct way to say it, but either way, a great race by everybody in that event. As now we're going to get ready for heat number 2.
will sit tied for fourth.
Fullerton for Colorado College, and Gabriella Luz also for Colorado College, sophomore and freshman in the 1 and 2 spots. Brianna Steele for Southwestern, Abby Goodfried, Annette Smith, Allison Baker, Abby Goulas, Alyssa Rodart, Emily Necco, Carolyn Skinner, Gianna Kina, and Josette
we are off. Once again,
Garul
we need a clean start
here in this heat. The race is underway.
As a reminder, following the
No scratches for this one, so all 12 runners here in this event. As we hit the merge line, we'll see where everybody really gets out to here, as it looks like a very, very strong start for that looks to be one of the Colorado College runners. I believe that's number 1 and number 8. So Fullerton getting out to a good lead, but Rodart for St. Thomas doing a good job here of able to get into that second spot. But a big move by Steele from Southwestern to move around the outside and take P2 here as we go into the front stretch for the first of 2 times. It is indeed number 1. So Fullerton taking a commanding lead early here as Colorado College looking to take positions 1, 2, and 4, looking to be 1, 2, and 3 with a move around the outside of Steele, able to make that move work. Trinity finding themselves down towards the back of this heat, but Fullerton right now still commanding this 800-meter run, but we saw it in the men's 800 meters. A strong start could be a weak finish, and we will see if they are able to avoid a repeat of that here, as Fullerton still doing a good job in this lead, being closed up on just a little bit by Goulas of Colorado College, the sophomore. Sophomore versus sophomore here in the 1-2 spot for Colorado College. Steele trying to close on in here. She's managed to gap 4th place and is now looking to make a move for 2nd. Gonna be closing around the outside here as they have under 200 meters to go. Now under 100 meters to go. Steele trying to make a charge. Makes the move around the outside of Louise. Now we'll see what she can do against Fullerton. Fullerton gassing for everything that she has. Little bit of slowness going on in the mid-pack there, but it is gonna be Fullerton taking the win. Colorado College 1, 3, 4, 5 here in the 800-meter run for the women. As it was actually, they're bringing up all the times now. Fullerton, it looks like she wasn't class in that one. There we go. As
my goodness. Record broken, 2:14.51. Lauren, Coach Lauren, set that record back in the year 2010. 14-year record broken today at 2:12. My goodness, we are breaking records. The nation quest come to play at the SCAC Track and Field Championships. Thank you, hurdle crew, for your assistance getting us ready. Our next event on the track, the men's 400-meter hurdles. We are operating right on schedule. All those competing in the hurdle should be checked in, ready to go. ready for section 1 of 2, men's 400-meter hurdles. Eric White, St. Thomas will start in lane 2. Jason Garcia, Texas Lutheran in 3. Jason was 8th in the competition last season, 5th in 2022. Sergio Pulos, Southwestern will be in 4. Brian Marks, Colorado College in 5. Jacob Grissom, Texas Lutheran in 6. Drew Stuckey, Southwestern will be in lane number 7. The gun is up. We are off. Section 1 of 2. Men's 400-meter hurdles. Come on, attack the hurdles. Derek, Jason, Sergio, Brian, Jacob, and Drew. Once again in lane 3, Jason, Texas Lutheran. 8th in the competition last season, 5th in 2022. It's going to be lane 3. Jason Garcia, Texas Lutheran. See the times, 57.70 for Jason, Brian, 58.85, Jacob, 59.20. Getting ready now for section 2. Jalen Trinity will start in lane 1. Jalen 6th in the competition last season. He was 4th in 2022, 4th in 2021. Azariah Anderson, Trinity will be in lane number 2, the outstanding hurdler. In 3, Xavier Centenary, 4th in the competition last season. In lane number 4, coming in ranked number 21 in the nation, he is the back-to-back champion. He was also 3rd in 2021. That's Justin Johnson, Trinity. Chris will be in lane 5 for Trinity. Ricky Franks, Texas Lutheran, in lane 6. The runner-up at the championships last season. And 7th, Sebastian, Trinity, 7th in the competition last year. Gold will be in lane number 8, representing Southwestern. So once again in lane 4, Justin Johnson of Trinity. Your champion last season, champion in 2022, and finishing 3rd in 2021. The gun is up. And we are off. Jalen, Azariah, Xavier, Justin, Chris, Ricky, Sebastian, and Raul. Let's help him out on the back straight. Quickly in lane 3, Xavier, Centenary. Fourth in the competition last season. Come on, they need your help. Again,
taking the lead for Trinity, but Southwestern still hanging on in there. Venius on the inside, still sticking with Justin Johnson. Johnson and Venius going at each other. Venius gets tripped up by one of the hurdles. Johnson taking the lead here down the final back straightaway. And it is going to be Justin Johnson taking the victory for Trinity University. Trinity's first win of the afternoon so far. And it comes in the men's 400-meter hurdles. We'll see what the time is there. It looked pretty quick, but we'll have to see what comes up. A 53:52 for Johnson, beating up Venius by by over 2 seconds. We're gonna have 55:65. Franks for TLU. 56:38. As you see, all of the Trinity runners coming in there. A fantastic run by Justin Johnson for Trinity University, the senior. As Johnson does a great job there, sets him up well, not just for this meet, of course, winning the conference championship, but also in terms of national attention as we get ready to go into NCAA tournament status, or NCAA playoff status, I should say. As now we are going to get ready for the women's 400-meter hurdles.
The runner-up in 2022, she was also 6th in 2021.
Looking at the starting grid here. Danya Selber for Trinity in lane number 2. Sony for Colorado College and Miranda for Colorado College in 3 and 4. Southwestern's Penders and in 5, and in lane number 6 will be TLU's Yanelli.
We are operating right on schedule.
So far, everybody operating right on schedule.
If you are missing them, the announcer has them. Thank you to our Super Track fans. Thank you.
As everybody doing very well. No unintended stoppages, at least so far, here in this meet. In heat number 2, no Trinity runners will be present, as Rhodes for Southwestern and McWarther for Southwestern start 1 and 2. Delgado for St. Thomas in 3. Neff for Southwestern in 4. Fowles for Colorado College in 5. Powell for St. Thomas in 6. TLU holding 7 and 8 spot with Tanner and Bartlett.
Once again, we're getting ready for Sanction 1.
Again, getting ready for heat number 1. Selber in 2 for Trinity. Sony for Colorado College in 3 with her teammate, the freshman Miranda, in 4. Penders in 5. And Ianelli for TLU in 6.
Again, Brenna, the runner-up at the championship.
These are teams that are
she was also 6th.
Very close, not just geographically, of course, but also in terms of their friendships. Got to run into some of the Colorado College runners yesterday, and they were all smiling, laughing, having a good time. So they got ready for the meet today. And it's always good to see teams having fun before big meets like this. Sunny for Colorado College will be a scratch, so just 4 runners here in this race.
The gun is up.
Runners are down, getting backed up into the marks. Gun is up. And runner set. And we are underway for the women's 400-meter hurdles.
Section 1 of 2.
Very good start from everybody here. Everybody getting through the first hurdle fairly well. Looks like the first person to be jumping that second hurdle is Selber. So Selber doing a good job here for Trinity, closing up the gap, doing a great job here down the back straightaway, using that tailwind to her advantage. Wind is very much picked up as she has cleared that backstretch hurdle very smoothly compared to the rest of the runners. Looks like Ianelli there on the outside is the only one, but Selber on the inside has to slow up just a little bit for that one there as the wind changes. Lost a lot of momentum there. Jumping the hurdle there, and Selber leading coming out of the final corner. She's got a massive lead over the rest of the pack. And unless she gets tripped up, she looks like she will be the winner here. One more hurdle to go, and she clears it with ease, as Danya Selber will take victory in heat number 1 for Trinity University by a commanding margin. We'll see if it's enough, as she runs a 1:07.27, which would put her towards the middle of the pack in section number 2. We'll see if it's enough to have her move on through. But a fantastic run by Danya Selber, crushing the competition by 2.5 seconds. Ianelli finishing for TLU in position number 2. Penders for Southwestern in 3rd. And then, of course, Miranda for Colorado College in position number 4 out of 4. So again, looking at the second section here, Bryn Rhodes from Southwestern will be leading it off, followed by Lily McWhorter, also for the Pirates. Geltz, represented by Sofia Delgado in lane number 3, and Michaela Powell in lane number 6. Southwestern also has Arden Neff in lane number 4. In lane number 5, Colorado College has their lone representative, as Emma Fowkes will be in the 5th lane, the senior. And TLU rounds out lanes 7 and 8 with Kamala Tanner and Sage Bartlett. So all the runners get ready for their starts. Again, this is the 400-meter hurdles, the second to last event of the day, as the 200 meters will be after this one. And then it'll all come down to the afternoon sessions tomorrow for running.
The gun is up.
Gun is up. Runners going to their marks. Everybody looks to be good. Runners are set. And the gun is fired. We are underway for the women's 400-meter hurdles. Trying to get a look here. Looks to be pretty good so far for, I believe that's Neff was the first one to hit that first hurdle. But Bartlett on the outside for TLU. Or trying to see who that is, actually. That isn't Neff. I think that's one of the Colorado College runners. No, sorry, that's going to be Powell for St. Thomas. These dark uniforms kind of throwing me off a little bit, but it is Powell in lane number 6, leading so far, but everybody closing in through the final corner. Leader of this inside pack looks to be Delgado, as Delgado, it is a 3-way fight for the finish here. One more hurdle to go. Looks like Neff with the lead so far. We'll see if she's able to hold it through the final hurdle, out of the final hurdle and closing to the finish line. Delgado trying to close in. Neff, it's a side-by-side finish. And I'm not sure who got that one. We'll have to see who got it on the scoreboard. But it looked to be very close there between Delgado and Neff. Southwestern and St. Thomas. And it was Neff by just about 1/10 of a second, 12/100ths of a second, the margin between Arden Neff and Sofia Delgado. But it is Arden Neff for Southwestern taking the victory here in the women's 400-meter hurdles, a 1:03.19. Falks rounds out the podium in the third position with Powell, McWhirter, Tanner, Bartlett, and Rhodes finishing behind her.
Day one of the SCAC men and women's outdoor track and field championships.
Again, the 400-meter hurdles was the second to last race here in the afternoon. It is now the final race of action this afternoon. As of 5 o'clock, we're going to be getting the 200-meter finals started. And that will be the end of action here today. The morning sessions, we'll see the 5,000 meters for track and field. Those races starting at 8 a.m. And then at 9, you get the field events, men's discus, women's triple jump, men's high jump, and women's javelin, all coming at about 9. And then at 10:30, women's discus, men's triple jump, women's high jump, and men's javelin. And then at noon, the afternoon session is going to kick off and finish out the day. Men's 110-meter hurdles, followed by the women's 100-meter hurdles at 12 o'clock and 12:10. At 12:20, we're going to get the 400 meters for both the men and women. With the 100 meters at about 12:40. We're going to get the 1,500 meters going at about 1 o'clock, and then we're going to take a quick lunch break before we see the 4x4 meter relay. The longest relay in track and field. That one going to be coming at about 1:50, with the end of meet awards coming at 2. So as we get ready for 5 o'clock to hit, we're going to take a quick break here on the Trinity Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
For the men's 200
ready.
meters, we are scheduled to have 5 sections, and all competitors should be
For
checked in, ready to go.
The 200-meter finals. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Scheduled for section 1 of 5. Andrew Schreiner will start in lane 3. Elias Schreiner in 4. And Randy Centenary will be in lane 5. Andrew Schreiner, Elias Schreiner, and Randy Centenary. We are all two competitors getting after it. Trainer and Centenary. Look at him work, running against the clock. Talk to him on the back straight. We are running with the wind all the way through. Right around 22, but we'll make that official. Right at a +1 for the win. It is legal as they work it out. Those times will be scrolling on the board. There it is, 23.95. As we get ready now for section 2, Vincent, Texas Lutheran, starting in 1. Lee Davis, Shriner will be in 2. Wesley, Texas Lutheran in 3. Hudson, Shriner in 4. Austin Lee, Trinity in 5. Liam, Colorado College will be in 6. Christian, Centenary will be in lane 7. Nello will be in lane number 8, representing Shriner.
See it on your streams there, just a little bit of cloud cover out to the north, also out to the south. Clouds are a lot thicker out in the south, a lot darker. Down towards downtown. No threat of rain, however. As the starter gets up on the ladder, raises the gun. And runners are off to their marks. Guns are raised. Runners are set in their marks. Fingers on the line. Runners set. And we are underway in heat number 2 of the 200-meter dash. A great start in lane number 6 there by Davis of Shriner. Shriner going to take the lead here, but on the inside, looks like that's going to be Hill Zanoni. Cormier out of lane number 2. Cormier doing a great job gapping the rest of the field down the back straightaway. It is very close towards the middle of the pack in that battle for second and third. Unable to tell who got it. Looks like Lee for Trinity was pretty close in that mix. We're gonna have to wait and see what the scoreboard shows. Our Position is just a little bit offset here from the start finish, or from the finish line of the 200. And it is going to be Davis, a Shriner, who takes position number 2 with a 23.53, followed closely by a 23.63 by TOU's Threat. Lee finishes in 4th with a 23.71, but a big run by Cormier with a 22.74. One of the fastest times that we have seen so far in the seeding, as that is faster than all of the runners, or all of the seeding times so far in section number 3.
Getting ready for the next section.
Have to go down to section number 4 to find anybody who can beat him. But in section number 3, Davis Lee for Colorado College, Herman Pride for Centenary, Yadon Trammell for Southwestern, Britton for Shriner, Todd Taraday for Colorado, Micah Justice for Southwestern, Kobe Harris for Centenary, and Hudson Zarnecki for Shriner. All in section number 3. That is the order as they are on their lanes. Again, no scratches in this one. And so we will see who will be fastest so far, and who will win their heat, and who will give themselves a chance to move on out of this conference tournament, or conference meet. Gun is raised, runners are in their marks, looking to get set. As everyone does so here. And actually now some stoppage, as I believe Justice had to move his blocks back a little bit. So a brief stoppage in the action here. This is not the final event of the day. We do still have the women's 200-meter dash, but then that will be the final event of the afternoon. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the morning race and then the afternoon sessions, which are starting at noon. All the runners back in their marks. Gun is up from the starter. All the runners are down. All their hands are down. Runners set, and we are underway in heat number 3 of the men's 200-meter dash. A big start out of the middle of the pack there, as actually Harris was scratched out of this one, but lane number 4 doing a fantastic job. I believe that's number 4. Yes, it is. That might be Todd Taraday, as a great run there. Trying to get a look at the bib. Yes, that is number 4. Sorry, Justin Britton out of Shriner with a huge run. And we'll see what he's able to do there with that time. It was a very strong run there. He was gone basically out of the first corner, a 22.56. Blasting his previous best time by almost half a second. And that would put him right towards the middle of a section number 4, which section number 4 being made up of Chris Relaford from St. Thomas, Brian Washington from Centenary, Jalen Joseph of Southwestern in 3, in 4, Justin Freeney of TLU, Ori Piken for Trinity in 5, in 6, Terrence Veal for St. Thomas, and 2 Trinity runners, Moises Lopez Guarneros and Thais and Tace McClarthy, also for Trinity in 7 and 8. No scratches coming out of this section either, so expect all 8 runners. It's going to be Veal being the last to get his blocks set up. We're getting ready to go here in this one. Started with the gun raised. Already moving into their blocks. Joseph, the last one to get there. Runners down. Now set. And we are underway here in the fourth heat of the 200-meter dash. A lot of Trinity runners doing a good job here, but a big run coming up here in the fourth lane. This is a massive cluster coming through, but Freeney doing a good job of closing in here. This race is not over yet, though. It's a side-by-side race to the line. There's a close battle there by Freeney and Piken, but I believe that Freeney was the one who got it. Waiting to see the results come up on the screen. And yes, it was Freeney, a 21.93, just 5/100ths of a second faster than Piken from Trinity with a 21.98 as everybody else comes in right behind them. A 21.93. Just a little bit faster than Freeney's previous best, a 22.09 earlier on this year. And 21.93 would put him towards the tail of the pack in section number 5.
We're scheduled to see Price, Trinity, coming in ranked number 47 in the nation.
Capyamba for St. Thomas in lane number 1. Guzman for TLU in lane number 2. Price Schwelta for Trinity in lane number 3. Williams for Colorado College in 4. Powell for TLU in 5, Maxey for Southwestern in 6, McIntyre for St. Thomas in 7, and Holden Perry for Colorado College in 8. Round out the men's 200-meter dash. This one is the fastest seated time. Fastest seated time coming from Josh Williams out of Colorado College, a 21.05 coming into this race. We'll see what he can do in the fourth lane. Chimene from TLU, also with a pretty fast time, a 21.53 coming into this meet. Second fastest, but almost half a second down from Williams's fastest. Runners moving to their marks. Again, Trinity does have a runner in this one in the third lane, so make sure to watch out for him. That is Schwelta. Runners are down in their blocks. Waiting for the command from the starter. They're set and they're underway here in the final heat of the men's 200-meter dash. This one is for all the marbles. McIntyre doing a good job here, but Paul Chimene on the inside doing a great job here. Lane number 4, Williams, managing to gap the rest of the field, but don't count out Schwelta yet. Running towards the finish line, it is going to be Josh Williams crossing the line first. Schwelta managing to come across second, and then it is a big race for third on back. We'll see what the finishing positions are here, as only 0.4 meters per second there on the wind. Wind really died down there. Williams with a 21.11. Followed by a 21.46 for Schwelta. Paul Chimene coming in third with a 21.64. Ended up losing some time there towards the end. Maxey in 4th, McIntyre in 5th, Perry in 6th, Guzman 7th, and Capyamba in 8th. So we are now going to get ready for the women's 200-meter dash.
Let's get ready now for the women.
This one going to have 3 sections. And all of them, at least, are slotted to have 8 runners.
We're scheduled to have
Leading off in this one, Buford for Schreiner in lane number 1. Followed by Naue for Southwestern. Thompson for Southwestern in 3. Naue in 2 for Southwestern. Bailey Haas from Dallas in 4, followed by Scannell for Southwestern in 5. Laporte for Trinity in 6. In 7 is going to be Braxton for Schreiner, and in 8th, Haley for Centenary. Fastest seated time coming into this one is Bailey Haas. Lost the freshman out of Dallas with a 27:29 seated time so far. We'll see if she is able to have a similar time here. Gun is up. Starters in their marks. Runner set. And a jump start by Haley. As Haley walks off, her day will be done. Very rough way to end out the freshman's conference, or end out the freshman's first conference championship. She will be watching from underneath the tree as 7 runners get ready to go for this one. Gun is up, starters in their blocks, runners are set, and we are underway in heat number 1 of the women's 200-meter dash. A very early start there by Laporte, but looks to be Scannell on the inside there. Everybody bunching up down this back straightaway. Haas closing in there, but I believe that it is still Scannell as racing towards the line. Scannell able to upset Bailey Haas with a big finish there. Charlotte Scannell ran a 27:82. The junior coming into this meet runs a 27:40 as Haas is 27:55. Well off the pace of her previous best so far this season. False start by Haley, making 7 runners starting and 7 runners finishing this race. As it is Scannell, Haas, Thompson, Noway, 1, 2, 3, 4 with Laporte in 5, Buford in 6, and Braxton in 7. So that's the end of heat number 1. Heat number 2, we'll see Lopez and Kostelnik for TLU in 1 and 2. Subawala and Huck for Trinity in 3 and 4, followed by another pair of TLU runners, Natalie Garcia and Jakaya Williams for TLU in 5 and 6. Then Southwestern will send Polarski up in 7, and Aliyah Jackson for Trinity in lane number 8. So 4 Bulldogs, 2 Tigers, and 1 Pirate step onto a track. Who finishes first? We will find out at the end of heat number 2 of the women's 200-meter dash. Runners down in their blocks. Gun is raised. Runner set. And we are underway in heat number 2 of 3 in the women's 200-meter dash. A good start on the inside there by Polarski there in lane number 7, but looks to be Huck, I believe, who is making a big move. Lane number 4, Haley Huck leading so far. It is a good start by Trinity as they will take the victory here in heat number 2. A big race for second place between Subawala and I believe that was Natalie Garcia or Kostelnik. Waiting to see on the scoreboard, but Huck with a 25:44. Very good performance out of her, shattering her previous best by over a second.
Asman at 23:35 for third.
As Garcia finishes second, Subawala in third, Lopez in fourth, Kostelnik 5, Jackson 6, Polarski 7, and Williams in the 8th spot. So we now get ready for the 3rd heat. And this one is going to be the big one here, as Powell for St. Thomas leads off at 1, Murdoch for TLU in 2, CC Gray in 3 for Trinity, and St. Thomas has the next 3 runners with Provost, Delgado, and Hinton, 4, 5, 6, and 7, Lippert for Colorado College, and in 8th, Edwards for St. Thomas. The fastest runner last year out of all of these was Provost, as she finished in 2nd with a 25.89. So far this season, she's running 25.57, earning her the 4th place spot. But don't count out CC Gray for Trinity, one of the fastest runners here in this event. Gun is raised, runners are in the blocks. Runners are set. And we are underway in the final heat here of day number 1 of the women's 200-meter dash. A big start out there. Powell had a very poor start, but it is side by side up at the front, trying to see who is in the lead. It is Murdoch fighting very hard at the moment, going up against Provost. Provost taking the lead down the back straightaway. Carter Gray trying to close in here. CC Gray able to get 2nd. But it is a big, big victory on the outside by Trinity Provost, the sophomore out of St. Thomas University. She finished 2nd in this event last year, and she finishes 1st here today with a 25.04, shattering her previous best so far this season by over a half second, as Gray runs a 25.49, also cutting her best time in half by half a second. Murdoch in 3rd for TLU, just about a 10th behind Gray, with Delgado in 4th, Lippert in 5th, Edwards 6th, Hinton 7, and Powell, who got that poor start for St. Thomas, finishing in 8th. So that is going to be the end for action in day number 1 here from Trinity University. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for day number 2. Again, events start at 8 o'clock tomorrow with the 5,000 meters, both men's and women's. Followed by, at 9, field events. We will not be covering those here on Tiger Network. We will be giving updates, but no live coverages, as at 9 a.m. Men's discus trials and finals, followed by women's triple jump, men's high jump, and women's javelin, all of those kicking off at 9 a.m. Then at 10:30, women's discus, men's triple jump, women's high jump, and men's javelin. So just flipping around the order. And then in the afternoon session, starting right up at noon, you get the men's 110-meter hurdles, followed by the women's 100-meter hurdles at 12 and 12:10 respectively. 12:20, you'll see the 400-meter finals for both the men and women, as well as the 100-meter finals for the men and women at 12:20 and 12:40 respectively. 1 o'clock, we'll see the 1,500-meter finals for both the men and women, followed by a lunch break, after which we will see the 4x400-meter relay to close it all out. And then at 12:20, we're going to be getting the award ceremony, which will end action not just for track this season, but for Tiger Network as well. A fantastic year getting to cover all of this with you. And we aren't done yet, so we still have one more day of action tomorrow here from Trinity University. But for now, that is the end of action here for Saturday. Be sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon, and we will see you all then. My name has been Caleb Reed. This has been the Tiger Network, and we will see you all tomorrow afternoon, perhaps tomorrow morning as well, here from the SCAC Conference Championship.